Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm going to be exploring the top biking and cycling city, small town, college town in the United States. I'm here just a few feet away from the college campus of UC Davis, which, like a lot of college campuses, are very bike friendly. This campus is one of the gold standards for promoting safe, accessible cycling on college campuses. The city of Davis itself has 61 miles of bike paths and 55 miles of bike lanes across the entire city, which is exceptional. When you look at it on a map, you can see the scale and scope of their vision in this city. This is one of the only US cities that was actually built with the intention of cycling. There are so many innovative examples across the city that I plan on checking out today. So today's going to be a really good day. There's a lot of articles online that you could read that even say Davis is similar to certain cities in the Netherlands. And you won't find that anywhere else in the United States. Average ridership in the city of Davis peaked as high as 30% at one point. But recent studies have shown that it's dropped down to about 20% of residents now, which sounds low, but when you compare it to the national average of just 2% across the United States, it is much higher than any other community you'll find. Okay, we're about to go and check out this place called the Cycling Depot right off the trail here. Green Bicycle Depot. Okay, that's it. I got some extra air in my tires. Now we're heading off to downtown Davis. Double wide class 2 bike lanes. Those are pretty nice. Feels pretty comfortable riding around downtown. So I'm going to be heading towards the American Bicycling Hall of Fame here in Davis. Unfortunately, it's not open right now. It's only open very limited hours on Saturdays. I'm not going to be able to make it, but I will have to come back to check out the US Cycling Hall of Fame. That's really cool. I can kind of see inside some of the windows, and looks like a lot of really cool displays in there. So I'll definitely have to come back and bring you guys in to check that out one day. So we're gonna head out of downtown now. We're gonna head back to the bike path and keep looping around Davis and seeing what this city's all about. Being a college town, Davis has a lot of people who are inclined to ride bikes. Young people, ride bikes, have less car ownership in general, and I think that's pretty common to see on college campus. But what I'm looking to see are more examples throughout the city, and downtown was definitely thriving, but even the double wide class 2 lanes were limited to just a few certain streets in downtown, and outside of that there were still a lot of cars. Honestly, I was really hoping for a Dutch style, open street, slow street type system where people are safe to kind of ride bikes and walk anywhere without the fear of a car. That wasn't the case in downtown Davis. So I was going to stop and spend some more time in there, but I think I just want to check out the rest of the city and look for some more good examples of cycling infrastructure. We're gonna be heading out to the east side of the city now, so come along with me. The city of Davis built the country's very first bike lane in 1967, believe it or not. It was right here, first in the United States. Pretty cool claim to fame. And ever since then, they've just been building on their infrastructure. You know, I was going to talk earlier about the comparisons between Davis and the Dutch in the Netherlands and ridership levels. Ridership levels in the Netherlands are upwards to around 34 to 47% any given year. You know, and when it comes to this city, I read a statistic that 98% of Davis has some form of bicycle lane protection for riders. I would say the exception are parts of downtown, you know, which I just experienced. That might be the 2% that's missing. But for the most part, I'm experiencing now more slow streets and riding onto the South Davis bike loop right now, which is a Class 1 bike path. One of 60 plus miles of Class 1 bike paths across the city. This bike path is already quite pretty. Getting away from the hustle of the downtown area in the UC Davis campus. That's gonna be nice. That's where I wanna be. One other really cool, interesting infrastructure project that Davis was a first on was in 2015. They built another US first, which was a Dutch style four-way intersection, safe intersection. And in just a little bit, we're gonna be checking that out as well. It has been adopted in other parts of the country, just like the bike lane was here in Davis in 1967. You know, good ideas spread. So I'm really excited. I've done some research on that, and that's all I'll say for now. Again, Davis has been rated the #1 cycling community and city in the United States, and I'm starting to really see why. Cycling the Davis Loop right now. This is beautiful, beautiful little spot here. I don't know what park this is, but it's really nice. Oh, okay, South Davis Walnut Park. And we're just gonna progress a little bit further and go to Willow Creek Park. And then we're gonna be able to cross over the highway there and head towards North Davis. The path around here is a little bumpier, I gotta say. A lot of the routes that I've chosen to go so far, they're very, I don't know what the word is, but straggly. There's a lot of turns and changes that just lead out to streets, and the signage isn't as clear as I would like it to be. So in some ways, communities like Santa Clarita or Irvine that definitely do signage and city planning a little better than what I'm experiencing here. But Davis has got that first mover advantage when it comes to cycling infrastructure. That's one thing that could be overlooked, is the amount of underpasses and tunnels you get to go under, so you don't have to go on surface streets. I really appreciate that. Being able to effortlessly go under a street and not even really know what's above you is so nice. Just keep riders away from the cars as much as possible. Good job, Davis, with that. We should be coming up to Willow Creek Park here any minute now. Another tunnel. Hey! Willow Creek Park. All right, here we go. We're gonna be crossing over Highway 80. This is kind of fun. I don't get to do this too often. Going over a cycle bridge. Woohoo! That's pretty cool. And just like that, crossing the 80 highway, we are in East Davis, making our way towards North Davis. people. I would love to see more overpasses like that built in for more bike infrastructure just across the whole state, across the whole country. Unfortunately, what you see when you build huge underpasses under highways, that's kind of sometimes where homeless people will show up and camp. But with a system like a really narrow bridge over a highway, that kind of stops that problem in its tracks. Okay, so as we head over to the Wild Horse Open area, where hopefully I can get some drone shots, my honest review so far, right now, one big takeaway I'm getting is that if you want to come to Davis and ride 20 miles, 10, 20 miles one way without stopping, it's going to be hard here. It's going to be almost impossible unless you loop around the city 3 or 4 times. But you're going to be stopped a lot. You know, I'm talking more like the Los Angeles River, Santa Ana River, Santa Clara River trails. There's nothing quite like those bikeways in this area, unless you want to ride your bike all the way to West Sacramento. But even still, it's not quite the same. By the way, that might be something we do one day. But yeah, this is definitely a town for short commutes, and I'm sure it works extremely well for residents around here. Just commuting half a mile here, half a mile there. Existing without a car is actually doable in this town, which is saying something for California. This was meant to be a class 1 path. It looks beautiful over there, but I'm not gonna ride my bike through it. If you want to commute here and bring your bike here, you'll find a lot of like-minded people, cyclists and people who want to ride and promote alternative modes of transportation, which is so cool. I love to see it. I will say that, and I was hoping it'd be more aligned with the Dutch-style infrastructure that you see on the internet. But you have to squint really, really, really hard for this to look like the Netherlands. Actually, it might make sense for me to detour again. I'm gonna head, jump onto Koval Street, and we're gonna head towards the first in the nation Dutch 4-way intersection, which prioritizes bicyclists over cars, really. And that is really the main feature of it. So check it out with me and we'll talk about it after. Now, this is just a standard bike lane. I don't feel any more protected or safe here than anywhere else in Los Angeles or Orange County, but credit where credit's due, there is a bike lane. Here, that's a little better. You see the buffer on the left side of the lane. Gives you a couple feet distance between the bike lane and the streets. Buffers like that do help. Davis, you instantly auto-corrected. Thank you. Coming up in front of me, this isn't good though. There's a truck parked right in the middle of the lane. Stuff like this can be really dangerous when you're on a street and you don't know how to navigate it. Luckily, I was clear to go right around it. But always check over your shoulder before you merge into the street to pass any obstruction at all. Okay, we're approaching J Street. This is it, the Dutch-style 4-way intersection. First in the country. Wide class 2 lane that merges off here. Ride your bike all the way around on a wide corner. You can stop here. You have a double marked lane here. One for pedestrians, one for bikes, and you get a wide head start in front of the cars turning right. The cars have a better chance of seeing you, and you have a head start above them when they want to turn right and you want to go straight. Still got to press the button though. Wait. All right, I can go. And that's basically it. Every time you want to make a wide turn, you can merge off onto the sidewalk, which feels like the sidewalk, but it's really just a merge lane for your bike. Comfortably fit 6-7 bikes on each merge lane. The Dutch model is the high standard model that most countries should be looking at. So it's just really cool to see that in the small little city of Davis. All right, moving on. We're gonna go actually check out the first ever bike lane in the US next on this infrastructure tour section of the video. A 2-lane protected class 4 bikeway. Short, but there's only a few hundred feet, but it's cool to see the range of different ideas across Davis. They really have tried a little bit of everything here. All right, as I pass the Davis Water Tower and it begins trickling, raining a little bit on me, I am officially riding along the first ever stretch of bike lane in the US, dating all the way back to 1967. This is it right here on 8th Street, obviously repaved, you know, over the years, probably many times. This is a pretty cool example of Davis telling the rest of the country bike infrastructure is important, needed, and necessary across all of our cities and towns. So Davis paved the way, literally. And it actually ends right here on Sycamore and 8th. All right, continuing on from there. That was really neat to see, but we're gonna be heading towards the home stretch of this day in Davis. Heading back towards UC Davis itself. We're gonna be veering off towards the UC Davis Hospital and passing back around to the college itself, where we will end the ride today. What a great experience here. Let's keep going. You know, if I had gone to this college, you know, back when I was 20 years old, I would have loved to have gone to this college with all this bike infrastructure everywhere.
Wait. Northbound 113 off-road.
Crossing over the 113. We're reaching the very end of our ride today, so home stretch officially, here we go. Incorporating some of those roundabouts is pretty cool to see, actually. And yet another example in Davis of innovative bike infrastructure. Really cool. Connecting the hospital to the college and downtown and the rest of Davis. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me here today in Davis, California, Northern California. It was a great day seeing tons of good bike infrastructure examples. Definitely come out here and check it out if you want to be inspired or just have a nice day out in Davis. Check out downtown, check out the US Cycling Hall of Fame. Go take a look at the first ever bike lane in the US. Check out the first ever four-way Dutch intersection, or just have a ride around campus here in UC Davis. And with that, everybody, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and ride on and ride safe.